When you're a quiet person, people act like there's something wrong with you. I'll be honest, I used to feel that way too. It makes you start questioning yourself, like maybe you should be different. So, my experience isn't unusual for those who grew up quiet. I kept myself, and I was always nervous to express how I truly feel and to express who I really was. I overthought every question, second guessed my own perspective, and tried my very best to avoid being judged. And what seems to be a canon event for quiet people, people started noticing. They would point it out, joke about it, and not all concerned. Oh, why is he so quiet? Oh, he never speaks, he never talks. You know, you know what I mean. And after a while, it made me started thinking, is there something wrong with me? Am I not capable of making new friends or express myself? All that questioning, all that pressure, it really started to build up. I felt like I had to speak more, be more outgoing, and be more like everyone else. To give you like an example, if I'm in a group, right, and everyone is laughing and making jokes and just being the life of the party, I would try to I would try to jump in and sometimes even force myself to be louder just to be heard. I would just increase the volume of my voice, and just try to be heard. And sometimes it worked, but most of the time, it just fell on deaf ears, like they never even heard me. And in those moments, moments like that, I would really start to feel it. My heart would start beating faster. I would I would go on high alert, constantly searching for something to say, something to add, anything to keep up with the energy around me. And if I didn't, I would start judging myself for it. But then I realized being quiet isn't the problem. The problem is fear. There were moments where I wanted to ask a question or just make a comment, but then I just stopped myself. I was already judging what they might think, and also at the same time, judge myself. But then I started to realize I don't actually want to be the loudest person in the room. All I really wanted, deep inside, was to speak when I wanted, how I wanted. Because there's a big difference between choosing to listen and feeling like you have to stay quiet. Throughout the years, being a quiet person has allowed me to clearly see and think about the kind of man I want to be in social situations. I started to notice my strengths and be more observant. Whenever, whether it's the way someone laughs, tells a joke, or expresses themselves, I can pick up on those small details. And when you start to notice those things and point them out to them, like, hey, I love the way you laugh, or I love that hardworking quality that you have. That makes people feel seen, and I feel like that's something that not a lot of people can pick up on or notice. When When I'm in my head, my mind is actually active. I'm constantly thinking, I'm processing. I can come up with better questions to ask. I can think and think and oh, I have a question I can ask somebody. And when you become comfortable with yourself, those questions can come a lot more naturally, and that can bring value to the conversation. Now, there are two types of quiet confidence and fearful quiet. Quiet confidence is when you're fully present. You're not talking, but it's not because you're afraid. You're choosing to listen, you're choosing when to speak. There is no pressure behind it. However, fearful quiet is a lot more different. That's when you put yourself in a box. You don't speak because you're worried about what people might think or how you're going to say something. And when you do finally speak, it feels like you have to perform, like you have to get it right. With that distinction, as a quiet person, you have to be honest with yourself. If being quiet bothers you, if there are moments where you want to speak but don't, then that's something that you can work on. But if you're comfortable, if you enjoy listening, observing, and choosing your moments, then don't pressure yourself to be outgoing. Just make sure it's your choice. So the next time you're quiet somewhere, just be aware of how you feel. Do you feel at peace with yourself, or do you feel the pressure to say something? Pay attention to those moments when you're about to speak. Maybe you want to ask a question or share something about yourself. Are you holding yourself back, or does it feel natural? Does it feel awkward? One thing that has helped me ease that tension, ease that pressure, is just saying one thing at a time, one question, one thought, one small thing. It may seem small at first, but that's a win that actually matters. So, going back to my main point, being quiet isn't a problem, it's the reason behind it. If you're quiet because of fear, that's something that you can work on. But if you're quiet because you genuinely want to be, and you choose your moments to speak, then it's not an issue at all. So, is it wrong to be quiet? Absolutely not. If you ever thought that you're not worth being heard, or felt trapped in your own head overthinking everything, then that probably isn't how you truly feel. You're not broken, my friend. You just might be feeling pressure to change, pressure to be someone that you're not, or to say the right thing at the right time. And it's completely normal to feel that way. I feel that way too. But that doesn't mean being quiet isn't a problem. It just means you haven't given yourself the choice yet. And once you start noticing that, once you start allowing yourself to speak when you want to and stay quiet when you want to, that's when things start to change. Because at the end of the day, it was never about being quiet. It was about being free.